there are things that I know as a man that he has tried to do to me. And the things that he has said and the things that he has done, we don't like each other. There are things that have gone on behind my back. And when people are systematically trying to do you harm, in terms of your reputation, your integrity, and all of this other stuff, it gets to a point where enough's enough.
Stephen A. Smith exposes his beef with LeBron James. Check out what he had to say, and then I'll come back with my comments.
Your relationship with LeBron, there's no relationship at all with LeBron?
Zero.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, but it's life. So what? He do what he do. I do what I do. You understand? And I'm going to continue to cover sports. I'm going to continue to be fair and objective and professional. But in the end, I'm going to call it like I see it. And, like I said, I'm not, I don't, I get mad when people go on social media and talk about he can't stop talking about LeBron, because the only time I ever mention him is when I'm asked. If nobody asks me about him, I won't talk about him. I don't like him. He doesn't like me. We don't like each other.
Yeah, it looks like this beef with Stephen A. and LeBron is never going to end. LeBron made him look a certain way, like he was talking about someone's kid, when in actuality, it was really about LeBron. So this beef is at an all-time high, even though it's not being talked about. LeBron, he's standing on business, and Stephen A. standing on business like, you're trying to make me look like something that I'm really not.
It is what it is. And to me, what he did when he confronted me in the third quarter in the middle of the game, courtside, blaming me for something I did not do, and then tried to turn it into me being somebody that would go after somebody's family, and then coming on the Pat McAfee show thereafter just to insult me. That's a line you don't get to come back from. But it's not going to stop me. There's nothing I can really do about it, because I'm not going to be unprofessional. I'm not going to be unfair. I'm not going to refuse to acknowledge his greatness as the second greatest player in my eyes that I've ever seen in the history of basketball. Surefire first ballot future Hall of Famer, one of the greatest players we've ever seen in our lifetimes, who we will all miss in terms of his on-court play when he is gone.
Yeah, that was ultimate petty by LeBron, even though I felt as though LeBron overreacted, tried to push the narrative to where Stephen A. was talking about Bronny. We all know that Stephen A. was really talking about LeBron, but him being petty like that, going on the Ops platform, the Pat McAfee show, right after First Take airs, it showed that LeBron James, he's willing to battle with Stephen A. Smith. And it looks like allegedly behind the scenes, LeBron has been doing some stuff to make Stephen A. Smith look a certain way.
But there are things that I know as a man that he has tried to do to me. And the things that he has said and the things that he has done, we don't like each other. It's just that simple. And it's probably going to stay that way forever. And if it gets rectified because we have a conversation, I'm a grown man and I'm open to doing that. But I will never volunteer. I will never initiate. And as far as I'm concerned, if we never speak in life again, it won't bother me one bit. We do not like each other.
But how?
I want to know what really went on behind the scenes. What is LeBron James doing? Is he talking to people within media, people like a Draymond Green, people like a Nick Wright, people to where they're going to be able to defend him and make you look a certain way? Or is it more like on the executive level at Disney? We already know LeBron has a partnership or some type of good rapport with Disney and ESPN. So is he making ESPN choose, like, are you going to platform this guy as he continues to bash my kid? So is something going on? I wish I knew. I wish he would divulge that information, but Stephen A. Smith is only going to go so far with going at LeBron. If it's not like on the entertainment level, he's not really going to talk about the stuff LeBron James is allegedly doing as far as making him look a certain way. But it would be good to know what LeBron actually did, and maybe he'll speak on it if things get worse. But I really want to know what's the behind the scenes with LeBron and Stephen A. Smith.
How did it get there, though? That wasn't always the case.
Well, I just told you. Things are that I'm not going to get into details, but there are things that have gone on behind my back. And when people are systematically trying to do you harm, in terms of your reputation, your integrity, and all of this other stuff, it gets to a point where enough's enough. And as it pertains to his son, the one thing that I will say is go back and look at the facts. Him in high school, him in college, him being drafted, him landing with the Lakers, him being their opening night. I never said a negative word until he was put in the game in the first quarter against the Philadelphia 76ers and got scorched.
Yeah, it's a shame when you can't be critical, can't talk about another NBA player because he's a son of LeBron James, the quote-unquote GOAT. So if he says anything about Bronny in a constructive criticism way, LeBron James can spin that narrative and be like, you know what? You're talking about someone's kid. Is this the type of stuff that Stephen A. Smith does? So it looks like maybe LeBron James probably went behind the scenes and be like, look, this dude is trashing my kid and I don't like it. And he got to be stopped. That could be something allegedly LeBron is doing. We don't know that. I'm just throwing it out there based off the context clues that Stephen A. Smith is bringing up. So I can see LeBron James being petty, talking behind Stephen A. Smith back like, you know, this dude, he's not good for the culture. So it could be some stuff like that. But Stephen A. was never talking about Bronny James. He was really talking about LeBron and the things surrounding Bronny and him being in the NBA, him staying in college, him not being ready. But of course, again, if you talk about Bronny, you talk about LeBron, you're going to look like the bad guy in mainstream media.
That is the only time I've ever spoken a negative syllable about Bronny James, who I believe in and I believe has the potential to be not just a player, but a damn good NBA player someday. I've never said it. And so LeBron, you know, adroitly went about the business of painting it as me being somebody that would go after his son and got other NBA players to think that way and stuff like that. And that's what he chose to do. All right. I know it's false. I know it's not fair. I don't appreciate it, but it's not going to stop me from living my life.
Yeah, he must be talking about Draymond Green. Draymond was ready to crash out. You already know Draymond Green, he's a clutch sports puppet. Anytime he has a chance to defend his king, LeBron James, he's going to go all out. I wouldn't be surprised if Draymond Green steps to Stephen A. Smith at one of ESPN live events when they're at a game, especially if the Warriors are playing. Stephen A. Smith, you better be careful. Draymond Green is coming after you. He will protect his king, LeBron James.
He's got his family, I got mine. He's got his job, I got mine. And when he does great things, I'll be there to applaud it. And when he doesn't, I'll be there to chronicle that too. And that's going to be that. And that's the way it goes. And I can assure you, I'm not losing a minute's sleep over it. And I never will.
But yeah, it looks like the beef with Stephen A. Smith and LeBron isn't going to end anytime soon, as long as they got a good rapport when it comes with Rich Paul, Clutch Sports. I think that'll kind of be that olive branch to maybe mend fences. But the way Stephen A. Smith is saying, he's giving up some more information, like LeBron James is really allegedly behind the scenes, making Stephen A. Smith look a certain way. But again, LeBron James, he's great at changing the narrative, great at being a master manipulator. So he has a lot of power still, even though it's the end of his career. He still has power in media. He still has puppets, you know, like a Draymond, like a Shannon Sharpe, like a Nick Wright, even Gil to a certain point to where LeBron snaps his fingers, hey, defend me at all costs. So again, Stephen A. Smith, he's not backing down, and I don't agree with everything Stephen A. Smith does, but when it comes to the whole LeBron, Bronny, and his situation, Stephen A. wasn't coming at Bronny in a negative way. LeBron spun it, made Stephen A. Smith look like the bad guy for a few weeks. He overcame that storm, but Stephen A. Smith, he's still standing on business and still has an issue with LeBron James.